Abigail, welcome to Australia.
Thank you.
You had a packed out seminar today. This is your second time back at Decoration Design. How does it feel to be back in Australia?
I love Australia, the climate, the weather, the food, the people. So no, I'm really excited about being back, and the response of the seminar was amazing.
It must feel so good to have such a great Australian fan base.
Yeah, you know, I think the thing with you guys is that you just really love interiors, and I feed off your passion as much as you guys feed off my passion, so it's kind of this two-way thing. So that's why I just love coming out here. It's great.
So today you spoke a bit about your Decorating Style book, and you also spoke about some of the key tips that people can take away, and one of those was to make it personal. What does this mean? How do you make it
Making it personal means really filling your pad with stuff that you absolutely love. So not thinking about trends and forecasts and rules, but just buying stuff that you love, which feels really unique to your home. I think we sort of get into the trap of what's in and what's out, and I think if you can ditch all that kind of conventional stuff and just buy things that you absolutely respond to emotionally, it just reads that when you walk into any room.
Absolutely. You also said don't let mistakes put you off and take risks. How do you do this without losing money? Because you might go out and buy an amazing vintage chair, like you said, and it doesn't work.
It is. I mean, the thing about eclectic decorating is that you are going to make mistakes, particularly when it comes to colour, playing around with colour as I do. But the biggest thing is try not to let it put you off. Like, I've painted rooms in colours that haven't worked, and rather than just going safe and going back to pale, I've just pushed it even further. So I think, yes, you're going to make mistakes. Hopefully you can resell anything that you don't buy, but you have to kind of get back on that wagon and keep at it.
Absolutely. That also includes ditching rules and trends and forecasts and that kind of. That's a huge message for you, isn't it? Today?
It is a huge message for me. I mean, I'm aware of trends. I'm totally aware of trends, but I don't follow them.
Yep.
I think you just get caught in this trap because always there's a new trend each season. How the hell do you keep up? And interiors shouldn't really be about that. They should just be spaces filled with stuff that you totally love.
Yep. You also spoke about space today and how that really matters and how that affects an interior. How does space influence your design?
Space, I'm totally obsessed with space. It's bizarre. If I'm working with really large spaces, I try and break them down into lots of small vignettes. Excuse me. If I'm working with a really large space, I try and break it down into lots of small vignettes, because what I'm trying to get people to do is to walk in a room, whether it's large or small, and not clock the space challenges or requirements, but just clock how cool the space is. So small spaces I layer up with a ton of stuff so they look fuller than they normally would, and big spaces I also do the same.
Okay. And colour, pattern, texture. These are three key points to any interior.
Colour, pattern and texture, a bit like the herbs and spices of the decorating world. Without them, any interior will read as bland. So you've got to crank up the colour, you've certainly got to play around with colour, and pattern is like a herb. It literally lifts a room and gives it pizzazz. Really important.
What's the number one most transformative thing you could do in an interior?
Oh my God.
Is there one?
The most transformative thing that you can do into interior is paint and colour. And if you can push boundaries with paint and colour, you can totally change how a room feels. It's amazing. And cheap.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Cheers.